Going all the way to the Final Four.
Welcome back to the show. I'm Rotag, joined by Willy. We are bringing you the Sweet 16 of Brawl number 3, although it's not so sweet for me as my top pick, Johnny Lawrence, has already been knocked out of this tournament. But Will, you're number 1. Thor, your winner for it all, is still in it, yes?
That is correct. And I also still have Elsa, another Final Four pick. So I got, like, my bracket got wrecked, but I still got a few competitors left standing.
All right, well, Brawl Nation will be rooting for you then, because mine are pretty much all trashed at this point. I mean, I did have Thor in the Final Four, but that doesn't really do much for me when you got him winning it all. So we are ready to bring it back to Mars. We are in the Sweet 16. We have 2 matchups in Mars to bring you guys. We have Achilles, the number 1 seed, taking on 13 seed in the Sweet 16 here, Larry David. Larry David got here by beating Chewbacca, the number 4 seed, in the first round of 64, and then he beat Zangief, the number 5 seed, in the round of 32. Does he have enough to beat Achilles in the Sweet 16?
I think he's got to be out of gas. I mean, I don't understand how he beat those two. I mean, Zangief doesn't have a sense of humor, and a Wookiee, doesn't like to lose. So the fact that he's here is kind of shocking to me, but we've seen a really weird brawl this time around. So one versus 13, greater than 10 seed differential. It's just like an easy first round matchup for Achilles. He can get a knockout of ace, king, queen, jack, or 10. I think Achilles marches on.
All right. Well, let's get this started. Let's go ahead and see those cards come out, and we'll see if Larry David keeps the magic going and has another hit in him, or if Achilles finally ends that Cinderella story.
Here we go. Yep, it's over. Achilles just knocked out Larry David on the first punch.
Well, and that's what happens,
Jack of spades.
You get tired a little bit here, as the competition wears on. These guys have been competing for days straight now, and yet, Larry David just didn't have it in him to get another fight in there. And it's not even, he might have had a chance there. The problem is when a knockout card comes, he doesn't even get a chance to, throw it out and see what he would have gotten either. So
nope, it's over. Over immediately.
It is, and not surprising. Sad, to say the least, unless you're a big Achilles supporter. But Larry David, was making a good run, and you got to root for those people at that point. So moving on to see who will fight Achilles in the Elite 8. We have the number 3 seed He-Man versus the number 7 seed, Dude Perfect. So
as a 4 seed differential, that means that He-Man can get a knockout with an ace or a king, but pretty even fight. He's got to fight 5 people, and that's a lot.
Yeah, well, and these Dude Perfect guys, they might have a chance if they go up against Achilles if they can pull this off, because they're really good at trick shots, and that's what they would need to pull off to find that Achilles heel there. So I'm excited to see.
And, they're YouTubers, so they got to have some patience. So they're willing to wait it out and let the cards fall.
All right, well, let's go ahead and get those cards a falling for He-Man and Dude Perfect.
Here we go. He-Man opens it up with a jack. Dude Perfect, respectable 8. He-Man, oh, it's over. It's a king. He-Man is too much. Dude Perfect is out. We're going to have He-Man and Achilles in the Elite 8 in the Mars region.
So much for, the 13 and 7 seeds having a chance, making it, to the Sweet 16, but these runs are ending, unfortunately, a little bit earlier than they would like. And so, yeah, like we said, you will be seeing Achilles versus He-Man in your Elite 8. Any favorites there?
I think that those two, finally, Achilles has got an even matchup. I mean, Hank Schrader gave him a bit of a problem. He might not be ready for somebody of He-Man's caliber, but then again, he is Achilles, and he's ready to take on all comers, unless Agamemnon takes his lady, and then he'll sulk in his tent for a while. So we're going to see what happens.
All right. Well, let's move on to another Sweet 16 region, over to the ESPN headquarters. They're in Bristol, Connecticut. And we have your number 8 seed going up against 12 seed Zach Morris. And then we have number 6 seed Captain Picard going against number 7 seed Womback, and Morgan. And I didn't say the 8 seed name because every time I say it, I get told that I'm saying it wrong off air, for the Brawl Nation. So I just bypassed the name, and I'm just going to be on that level right now. So just a little, behind the scenes, what goes on between
the football legend and managing legend. The incomparable Zidane is an 8 seed, and he's going up against 12 seed Zach Morris. That is a 4 seed differential. Neither of them, most folks would not expect them to be here, but they're here. And let's see what happens. Let's go to the cards. Zidane, as the better seed, draws first, and he draws a 9 of diamonds. Zach Morris counters with an 8 of diamonds.
Keeping it close.
Zidane's second card, 5 of hearts. Zach Morris with the Queen of Diamonds takes the lead. It is 18 Zach Morris, 14 Zidane. Zidane really wants to see an ace or a king. Can this be the return of the cell phone all the way to the Elite Eight? Can he call up a card here to win? What do you think? What do you see happening here?
Listen, I'm afraid to say what I want because it normally doesn't happen when I say it. So I'm not going to say it, but we all know who I'm rooting for here.
Here we go. Last card coming. Zidane, 9 of clubs. Zach Morris, the Joker. Oh, Zidane is out of this tournament. Zach Morris is the surprise Elite Eight.
You know what? And Zach Morris, one that so many people can root for, although I know that there is a show out there that says Zach Morris is really the villain and stuff like that out there on YouTube, and they make a pretty good case for that as well. But yeah, Zach Morris will be moving on to face one of the 2 remaining seeds, 6 seed Gavin Card or 7 seed Womback and Morgan. And so, yeah, I mean, he's still got a good chance against them. They're not going to have a big seed differential.
An amazing run for a 12 seed all the way to the Elite Eight. Zach Morris, stunning the world, still rolling on, calling his pals on his cell phone. The pride of Bayside High is going to have a chance to make the Final Four over in West Point.
Yeah, and I mean, he needed a 5 to tie or better, to be able to match what Zidane was doing. But yeah, it just, I mean, he pulled out a joker. He didn't even give it any sort of appeal. He wanted to, get in there and get it done dirty, I guess.
Okay. That leaves us with our 6-7 matchup. No natural knockouts. It's going to take a joker. Picard gets to strike first, fighting against Abby Womback and Alex Morgan from the women's national team. Here we go. Picard fires first with a jack of clubs. Womback and Morgan counter with the 7 of clubs. Picard's next card is he's losing steam. 3 of spades.
Not good there.
3 of diamonds from Womback and Morgan. It is 13-10 going to the final round.
Yeah, this is a close battle here. We'll have to see what they can draw now.
Picard fires a 4. Windows open. 6 of clubs for Womback and Morgan. Let's do some quick math here. I got 16 for Womback and Morgan. 17 for Picard. Did I do my math right? Rotag.
Yes, it is 17-16. Captain Picard barely sneaking by, 2 of U.S. soccer's greats. And so, yeah, it's a close matchup there. But unfortunately, that's all that makes a difference. 1 is all that you need to get by.
You've got these cards, and you're looking at those as the final 2 rounds. You need to come up with something better than a 3 and a 6 for you.
Yeah, I mean,
window is wide open there.
And yeah, I mean, nobody fought great down the stretch. It was as if they've run it out of steam, and that leaves the door open for Zach Morris, who could have a chance there to make it into the Final Four if he can beat one of them in the Elite Eight. So
that would be the highest seed that we have seen make it to the Final Four.
Well, and he could be joined by a possible another number 12 seed as we move over to the BattleBots region, where number 1 seed Thor is taking on number 12 seed Rodney Dangerfield. And no offense, but Zach Morris is a 12 and Rodney Dangerfield is a 12. I mean, I got to feel that Zach's a little bit better than Rodney Dangerfield.
No? He does have the cell phone. It can be used as a blunt object.
That's what I'm just saying is just, even straight up, I would pick Zach Morris over Rodney Dangerfield. So the fact that they're both 12 seeds here, I don't know, that selection committee and their seeding, sometimes doesn't always seem to get everything exactly right.
Yeah, I think you should need to be a little bit more forgiving of that selection committee. They got a tough job trying to put all these different competitors together, but we appreciate it because it brings us all some serious entertainment.
You are always on board with the selection committee. You're so worried about the checks they write you and that they're cashing and stuff like that. Me, I call it like I see it.
Okay. Let's go to the BattleBots arena and see if there's any more danger in Dangerfield's tournament run here. He's going to need it because he's going up against Thor, the #1 seed, who can get a knockout with an ace, king, queen, jack, or 10 because this seed differential is greater than 10. Thor opens it up with an ace of diamonds. He's not messing around. Thor is into the Elite Eight.
We have seen quite a few knockouts, here in the Sweet 16. We saw Zach Morris do one. We saw both Achilles and He-Man, pull theirs out. Zach Morris is the one that, really should have gone the other way around. You would think with, the other guy having the advantage, but it looks like most people are just not messing around here. These are just ending things quick and early with these knockouts here. And I mean, that's to be expected. Thor should have knocked out Dangerfield. That shouldn't have been even a question. Still, let's give Rodney Dangerfield the respect he does deserve. He made it way farther than anybody gave him credit for. And so, yeah,
sure
it was a good run.
Here we go.
Nothing to be upset about there if you're Rodney Dangerfield.
Next battle, we have the creepy birthday party magician who is not afraid to use jokers as an 11 seed going up against the Silver Surfer. The seed differential is 9 here, which means the Silver Surfer can get a knockout with an ace, king, queen, or a jack. Is there any more creepy tricks up the sleeve of this creepy magician?
Well, you're the one that's got the cards like you're doing a magic trick, so you would know. But no, I don't think so. I think Silver Surfer takes here, although Silver Surfer is, very much underappreciated, in the land of, superheroes and villains and comics and stuff like that. He's not, elite level is known like Thor was. So it'll be interesting to see if he's ready to show that he can take on somebody like Thor, or if he goes down and, falls for quite the trick.
Here we go. Silver Surfer has the first strike. It's a 7 of spades. The creepy magician counters with a 9 of spades. Silver Surfer's second card. 8 of spades. If these were put together, we'd have a straight flush possibility.
A lot more on the line.
Oh, the magician with a 2 of hearts. Not what you want to see. It's 15-11 going into the final round.
Yeah, the magician had his opening, and so he's going to have to get really lucky and get a joker in the final card. I have a feeling that, because right now.
We've seen that happen already. It's a king of diamonds. He's not even going to get a chance. Knockout for the Silver Surfer. Finally, we got a 1-2 matchup in a regional final.
We do, and both of them won via knockout. Thor got his knockout a little bit earlier than did Silver Surfer, but at the same point, a knockout's a knockout. It moves you on. He played with fire a little bit too close with that magician and almost gave him a chance, but in the end, he's moving on. 1-2 matchup, just like you would expect to see.
All right, let's head on down to the Great Wall of China and see what's going to happen with Captain Marvel, the #1 seed, going up against #5 seed Rocky Balboa.
You know what? I was showing off some stream that, there was upset fans, there's some people that are chanting Rocky sucks out there and stuff like that. I mean, people might say that, oh, that's from the, mid 90s and stuff like that. People were saying it to Rocky Maivia from the WWE, but they knew it was for this moment ahead. They could already predict that what was going to happen. And people do not like Rocky. Rocky, you're going down. No more you, no more sequels. It's time for Captain Marvel to put an end to this ridiculous onslaught of misery.
Somebody's a little bit salty that Johnny Lawrence, who's way ahead in the brawl with Rocky, and Rocky jokered him and got into the Sweet 16.
it's one thing to just lose straight up. You don't fight well, your other person fights well, but Lawrence fought perfectly. And Rocky had to win by hook or crook, and that's what he did. And so you can't be proud of that. There's nothing to be proud in that fight there. That was his only chance to do it, and he went low instead of fighting with honor. And so the quicker he's gone, the better. So let's get those cards flowing. Let's get Rocky out of this tournament, and we can return.
We'll see what happens. The differential is 4, so Captain Marvel can get a knockout with an ace or a king, or, as we've seen, the Joker. Captain Marvel will open it up and get first strike. It's a 9 of clubs. Rocky counters with the 2 of clubs. Maybe all of his energy's gone from that fight with Johnny Lawrence.
He threw a 4 and a 5 before. He had no energy.
It's an 8 of hearts for Captain Marvel. Rocky with the king of clubs, making it a match, but still 17-12 going into the final card. Solid lead for Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel's final card is a Joker! Oh! Rocky getting a taste of his own medicine. Captain Marvel is into the Elite Eight.
That's what we got to say to you, Rocky, is just a little icing on the cake there. Just right back.
A big smile from Rotag right there.
Well, yeah. I mean, he didn't belong in there to begin with. And so, yeah, that's exactly what he deserves, is to get jokered himself. Unbelievable that he was even allowed to continue on this committee. They should have gone back and reviewed it and taken out Rocky and put in Lawrence. All of the petitioning and the signs and the chants and all the emails and the comments that came in, and they said they were all in support of Lawrence. And you know what? The committee bucked them and just did whatever they wanted. And so, you know what? There's your hero. Rocky's out. So I hope you enjoy it.
My goodness. Are you done crying? You know the rules. Jokers end the match. That's
Elsa,
the beauty of this game.
Graboid, 2 versus 6. Last matchup here in the Sweet 16. Let's go ahead. Let's not dwell on this other stuff anymore. We've given more than enough time to Rocky, who doesn't deserve it at all.
All right. Can Elsa knock out a giant worm, or is that thing going to move on to the Elite Eight? We've seen monsters advance before. A seed differential here between 6 and 2 is 4. So Elsa can get a knockout with an ace or a king. And she will draw first. Elsa's first card is a 4 of spades. The big worm, 5 of hearts. Elsa's second card, 5 of spades, not a strong start. Joker for the worm. Down goes the Ice Queen. Oh, my Lord. My final 4 pick is out. The Graboid is into the Elite Eight.
Graboid is making a run for it. I tell you what, my final 4 only has Thor left in it. Your final 4 only has Thor left in it. The difference is you have Thor winning it all. I do not. And so we're both getting very surprised here at how things are kind of playing out. And I don't think we expected to see, Captain Marvel versus the Graboid here in the Elite Eight in the Great Wall of China region, but that's what we're going to get.
It's going to be quite the matchup. How about we go back to Mars, where we have a matchup that could have been predicted. Achilles versus He-Man, 1 versus 3, no national knockout cards. This is going to go the distance unless somebody pulls a Joker.
Yeah, and that'll be very interesting to see. I mean, in the next episode, we'll get the results for these, but I'm going to predict that He-Man is going to come up with this win. What about you?
Well, my gut was telling me Achilles could win this whole thing. The champion of Greece. And I think I'm going to go with that gut. I think Achilles Achilles is the biggest threat to my champion, Thor.
All right, so you're going to go with the Achilles. I say He-Man. In the ESPN region, we got Captain Picard and Zach Morris. Who's your prediction to win?
I'm going to go Picard. I mean, just like I had Picard making a deep run, not this deep. I had Luke beating him, but he's crafty. And obviously, with a 6-seed differential, he can get a knockout of an ace, king, or queen. Picard is now suddenly the favorite here. We could see a 6-seed in the final 4.
Yeah, and that would be a big advancement. I got Picard winning this as well. I don't want that to happen, but I'm going to try and pick with the brain and not the heart here. I would love to see a Zach Morris upset, but Picard's going to win, and he's going to go to the Final Four and bring it in for that territory. In the battle bots, we have 1 seed Thor versus 2 seed Silver Surfer. I'm going to just stick with Thor because that's who I had going to the Final Four already. So I don't see, him again giving in to Silver Surfer here. Your thoughts, Willie?
Thor's been fighting well as well. We've seen him get a few knockouts, not messing around. He hasn't made us sweat too much. So I feel pretty good about Thor in this matchup.
Well, yeah, you bring up a good point. Thor has won all of his actually by knockout. He had a knockout of Mickey Mouse in round 2, or for the second card of the round of 64. He had a knockout of Dwight Schrute on the second card of round 32. And then he just got a knockout in the first card of Rodney Dangerfield in Sweet 16. Problem is he's not really fought anybody. I mean, a 16 seed, an 8 seed, and a 12 seed. And so Silver Surfer, again, hasn't fought much either. He's fought a 15, an 11, and a 7. So they're both really haven't had any tough competition. This will be the first time that they have to face it. And their knockouts that they're used to getting, because the Silver Surfer also has done 3 knockouts, although 2 of them had to be on the card 3. They both relied on the knockout to kind of get their win, and they're not going to have that advantage here. So it'll be an interesting fight. This one could be the best one to look forward to, I think.
I do too.
And finally, our last region, we just had Captain Marvel and the Graboid get into the finals here. I see the Graboid, picking up steam here and continuing to chuck into the Final Four. And what about you, Willie?
If anybody can take down a big monstrous worm who might have been underseeded as a 6, it's going to be Captain Marvel. Sam L called on Captain Marvel with a special signal right before everything, as everything was going down in that movie. So I think when the going gets tough, you call Captain Marvel. I probably should have made Captain Marvel beat Elsa, but I just thought Elsa was going to have more in her than she showed against that giant worm.
Well, and to be honest, even if she had shown a little bit more, it wouldn't have done much help when he pulls out the Joker. So, that's the advantage. That at any point that Joker can come out and get a win. They both actually won on the Joker there. And so that's, kind of surprising that, 2 of them have won on the Joker there. Yeah. But it's funny.
Elsa pulled out a few Jokers herself too, so she can't exactly complain.
No, and that's what I was going to say. I also won both of her previous round of 64 and 32 by using the Joker. So the fact that the Graboid got to the Joker first, is kind of interesting. They're at the Great Wall. I know the wall's probably made of rock of some sort. Graboid from the Tremors movies were great conductors of sound, for the Graboid. And so he would know strategic positioning of where everybody was a little bit better. So I don't know if that's going to help him come into play here or not. But it'll be an interesting way to see it wrap up. I'm excited to get to the next episode, which will air tomorrow right here on our Rotag and Willy YouTube channel. Willy, hit him up with the Twitter handle.
That'll be Rotag and Willy. All one word. That's at Rotag and Willy. That's our Twitter handle.
And right there, we want you to be using the hashtag Brawl. So that way, get in on the action. Let us know who you think is going to end up winning here and going on to the Final Four, which will be broadcasting live on Friday, hopefully, if everything goes well technology-wise. I'm Rotag. That's Willy. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, leave comments.
Hey, hold on a second there. Are we doing the Final Four or the Elite 8 matchups right now?
Nope, that's in tomorrow's episode. Willy?
That's right. Man, it's been a long day. I need some more coffee. We got the Elite 8 set. We will see you all tomorrow.
Bye, guys.